Hello, welcome back to Kali Linux Wireless Pen Testing, Section 3, Man-in-the-Middle Attack. In this section, we are going to learn what is MiTM, which is Man-in-the-Middle Attack. We will be learning more about how to perform ARP spoofing attack between the victim and the router, while we, attacker, being the man in the middle, specifically on spoofing the ARP requests. We will also be learning DriftNet, how we can sniff the images of a victim or a group of victims by using this particular tool. And we will also be learning URL snarf and capture the website information and the data that is being used by the victims of the hacked wireless. Alright, what is this MiTM? A man-in-the-middle attack is a general term for an attacker who positions himself in a conversation between a user or between a victim and a network or a network device. Could be a router. Either the purpose is to eavesdrop or to impersonate one of the parties. Either impersonate to the user as a router or the other way. Well, typically the MiTM situations looks like this, that you have multiple victims who are accessing the wireless access point or the router. So let's say I have put only one victim here. There might be multiple victims, and the attacker is also connected to the same wireless access point. The goal of the attacker is to steal information such as, let's say, login information or account details or credit card information. Typically the users of financial applications or any internal applications being accessed by victims which don't have enough security, or let's say it is running on a plain text, or one of the victim being system administrators trying to connect to wireless access point through telnet, and our attacker is able to sniff the information and get the credentials in plain text. So it also depends whether every single thing is being encrypted or how many information that can be looked at in clear plain text, and how the attacker can spoof the victim behaving like a router and for the router behaving like a legitimate user. And that would be the way how the man-in-the-middle attack works. Let's see the definition for it. It's where the attacker infiltrates, that means he is able to insert any messages into the communication between two parties and also extract sensitive information, just as I mentioned, and could be any financial information to fulfill whatever the purpose of the attacking is. Could be even targeting a single individual. Maybe let's take an example of an hospital. While attacker is connected to a wireless network of an hospital and he is able to intercept the email communication between doctor and the outside world. Assume if a patient medical information being altered, it can put lives into danger. And this man in the middle typically are categorized into 5 different type of attacks. One is stealing information. That means we call it the release of message content. And observing pattern of messages. In the previous videos or in the previous section, we have learned 4 different tools to perform the traffic analysis. One of them can literally tell us what are the information that is being transferred over the network. And also appearing to be the sender. We call it masquerade throughout, more like you carrying someone else's identity and present yourself. And also capturing messages and then forwarding it to the recipient. This is what we call it a replay attack. Something similar what we had performed in a replay. So you capture the packet and replay it back to your access point. And forwarding the modified message. So we call it a message modification, but it's an integrity under the CIA triad. Well, the attackers may be wishing to perform more active approach. Could be IP spoofing, while disguising the attacker as a person who altered the packet header in an IP address. And we'll also be looking about ARP spoofing. An attacker will also be able to perform a DNS spoofing. So these are the different types of man-in-the-middle attacks one attacker can perform.